Happy Monday. The Seattle Kraken are back in NHL action play tonight. Seattle's playing host to the Utah Hockey Club. Now, that's formerly the Arizona Coyotes, or Phoenix Coyotes, if you will. It's tonight at Climate Pledge Arena. Kraken coming off a come-from-behind 5-4 win in Vancouver on Saturday. You can watch the game tonight on Kong TV. Well, while the Seahawks did their job last week in downing the Bears 6-3, they didn't get any help making the playoffs. Jason Myers hit 2 field goals in the defensive battle to pick up the victory on the road. At the time, the win kept Seattle's playoff hopes alive as they look towards facing the Rams in the last game of the season. Didn't happen. No, well, the game will happen, but unfortunately, Arizona didn't help out as L.A. topped the Cardinals Saturday 13-9. In addition, Washington's overtime win over Atlanta last night handed the Rams the NFC West title, which means the Seahawks will not make the playoffs. San Francisco hosts Detroit tonight on Monday Night Football. Seahawks wrap up the season Sunday in L.A. at 1:25 on Fox. Huskies wrap up the college football season tomorrow in the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. Washington faces Louisville in El Paso, Texas. Kickoff set for tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. That's on CBS. The quarterfinals of the college football playoffs also starts tomorrow with Notre Dame facing Georgia in the All-State Sugar Bowl. That's tomorrow night at 5:45 on ESPN. Other 3 playoff games are on New Year's Day. It starts at 10 a.m. with Texas playing Arizona State in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. That's followed by the Rose Bowl presented by Prudential, pitting Ohio State and Oregon at 2 o'clock. The night wraps up with the Verbo Fiesta Bowl featuring Penn State and Boise State. That'll be at 4:30. After an 18-day hiatus, the Wenatchee Wild were back in action over the weekend in Western Hockey League play. Things didn't go so well on Friday night as Spokane, they came out on top 2-1 in the barn. Kenta Isagai was the only player for the Wild to find the back of the net. Saturday night started out miserably in the Town Toyota Center as the visitors jumped out to a quick 3-0 lead. That's when Coach Nachbauer pulled Daniel Hauser and put in Brendan G. He shut down Spokane from there, and the Wild caught fire in the third period. After the 4-3 win on Saturday, Wenatchee back in home ice tomorrow night against Kelowna. That's a 5 o'clock game. Austin Andrade be a guest with Dan tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley to talk about last weekend's action and preview the match with the Rockets. Well, local wrestlers performed well at holiday tournaments over the weekend. Moses Lake captured the title of Eastmont's Paul Reeser Cat Classic with 6 tournament champions. Wenatchee took second with 4 wrestlers topping the podium. Eastmont took third with 1 titleist. Kashmir, meanwhile, collected enough points to take the team title at the 50th annual Royal Christmas Tournament. The Knights were second. Ephrata was third. Well, recapping high school prep basketball from the weekend, Friday and Saturday. First of all, Hermiston stopped Eastmont by 12 in Central Washington University Friday. Quincy beat Port Angeles at the Sundome. Chelan picked up a win over La Center. Brewster beat Bear Creek. Bonners Ferry topped Manson by 42. Ouch. Anacortes edged Liberty Bell. Meridian took down Tenasket. Reardon beat Lake Roosevelt 70-58. Girls play Friday. Seaholm beat Eastmont. Sela topped Kashmir. Waterville Mansfield beat Quincy. Chelan down La Center. Zilla beat Brewster. Reardon blew out Lake Roosevelt. Pateras popped Liberty Bell. And Chesterton Academy beat Moses Lake Christian by 40. Saturday scores. Seaholm beat Eastmont. Moses Lake down Hanford. Walla Walla beat Wenatchee. North Kitsap topped Quincy. Ephrata down Omak. Anacortes edged Chelan. Granger got by Cascade. La Center topped Liberty Bell. Riverside beat Brewster by 30. Lake Roosevelt edged Manson. Moses Lake Christian topped Waterville Mansfield by 30. On the girls' side Saturday, Eastmont picked up a 1-point win over Hermiston. Omak down to Ephrata. Chelan quieted Quincy. Kashmir beat Brewster. Cascade clobbered Granger. Lakeside 9 Mile Falls down Lake Roosevelt. Waterville Mansfield beat La Center by 24. Wilson Creek edged Moses Lake Christian. On the schedule today, Oroville was hosting Bridgeport. Okanagan visiting Chelan tonight. On the boys' side, Moses Lake hosts Shadle Park. Chelan is hosting Okanagan tonight. That's at 7:30. Well, as 2024 comes to an end, we're looking back on the top 10 sports stories of the year. We'll start with number 10. After years of waiting, the softball complex finally celebrated, or the softball community celebrated the groundbreaking of a $4 million softball facility at Triangle Park for Wenatchee High School. The slow pitch team was the first to play on it in October. Number 9, Scott Devereaux and Michael Don had been headed up the football programs at Wenatchee and Eastmont for a combined 31 years. They both stepped down, and that meant it would be somebody else in the helm, and that would be assistants. With both programs taking over, as Jay Foster took over the Wildcat program and Taylor Mitchell would head up the Wenatchee program last season. It was a tumultuous 12 months for the Wenatchee Wild following the purchase of the Winnipeg franchise, moving it to Wenatchee in 2023, joining the WHL. Kevin Constantine was hired as head coach barely a month into his season. Constantine suspended by the league for conduct detrimental. Chris Clark served as interim coach for the rest of the season. In July, Don Knockbauer was hired to return to the WHL, where he had amassed the third most wins in league history. 7th top story of the year, staying on the ice following a disappointing season for the Seattle Kraken. The team's first ever manager switched to make that since the club's expansion season was fired. Dave Hackstall had led the Kraken to a playoff trip in their second season, but had lost the message to his team in his third campaign. He would be replaced by Dan Bilesma. The team, by the way, still continues to struggle. Our 6th top story, this will hint to one of our top 5 stories of the year. University of Washington announced that Arizona's Jed Fish would replace Kalen DeBoer as head coach of the Husky football program. The Huskies fresh off a national title game in which they fell to Alabama. More on that tomorrow with the rest of our top 5 stories. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Monday.